Yeah. And what about the Diary of the CEO podcast? I'm sure you're also familiar with him because now
he is doing it differently. He's cutting the videos. He's editing heavily, putting
the editing is the best
animations and some clips, and they are doing much more work than a lot of podcasters.
Yeah, like anyone who doesn't know, just go and check out his intros, because his intros is just our number one case study right now.
Yeah,
every time he's dropping a podcast, we are just watching it with the team, just for this intro, because the intros are just a piece of art.
Yeah, intros are very strong, and they're talking for probably for 3-4 hours and cutting it, making it the way so it will be engaging and interesting. Yeah. So they are doing pretty good.
Do you remember those times when the Diary of the CEO podcast was just a podcast where people would go and just start crying? I remember it was maybe 2 years ago, and it just started to becoming so viral. And most of the clips were just very famous people going there, and he would just
crying.
Crying. Just he would just touch them very emotionally, really, kind of. You will see such people that you thought those were the most rational people that had no emotions at all, and then all of a sudden they are just starting crying.
All people have emotions if they are not.
But he was the first podcast actually who would just touch them emotionally, really. Yeah. And now he kind of shifted everything, because now he is not making them cry. He's just
trying to make more serious podcasts. Probably. I didn't know them back then, so I cannot comment on it.
Yeah, but even strategically, like I remember, like he reached out to me 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago.
He reached out to you for clips?
Yeah, not just for clips. I remember, like when he was about to drop the Mr. Beast episode. He reached out to me, and I suppose a lot of like channels like Financian, and he gave us early access actually, and said you can just have it now, clip it, everything. So by the time we are dropping it, you can have your clips ready.
That's an interesting
He
approach,
didn't offer any money, ironically, but I mean, it was just a nice bonus for me as well.
That's an interesting approach, because podcasters now understand that if others are clipping you, it's only helping you.
Okay, what about Lex Fridman, let's say? Do you follow him?
I heard some of his podcasts, and he have some interesting guests.
Yeah, the guests, because like at first you think of Lex Fridman of this like very antisocial, very not talk active, not really animated, always in the same suit guy. Like how can someone being like very calm, very not talk active, and just becoming one of the biggest podcasts in the world, and having people like Elon Musk, or the biggest names.
I have no idea how Lex Fridman became so popular.
He is the biggest phenomenon for me, because I follow him for like 3-4 years now at this point, and still don't understand anything.
I remember the name of his podcast was AI Podcast. Then he changed it to Lex Fridman Podcast. And back then he was talking a lot with technology people about AI and technology, and he was saying that he's a researcher at MIT.
Yeah, partly still the case. Yeah.
And I don't know. I never thought about that. Why he is so famous?
What do you think? Like, what's the Joe Rogan's phenomenon? Like, why he's the biggest podcaster in the world right now?
4 podcasts a week. No
Consistency.
one. No one does that much.
Volume,
probably New York Times Daily does like a podcast a day more than him, and it is one of the most popular podcasts, New York Times podcast, and long form. It's long, and he's trying to find very interesting people, and also there are a lot of channels who are cutting his videos.
Yeah, just dedicated Joe Rogan accounts. Yeah.
Putting music on the videos and
by going viral.
Some videos can go viral a lot. And he's putting a lot of content. He's finding interesting guests, and he's one of the oldest ones. And he is not afraid of asking
dumb questions.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what Jordan Peterson said about Joe Rogan. Like, he said that Joe Rogan is actually a very smart and intellectual person, but when he is in front of the camera interviewing someone, he is in the role of the viewer. Like, he would just put himself in the role of the viewer, and sometimes if he kind of feels that this particular thing that guest said is not really clear for most of the viewers, but he knows it, he would just act like he doesn't understand and would just sometimes ask very dumb questions. Hence, he's gonna appear dumb, but he's not dumb at all. Yeah,
probably. I didn't research his phenomenon.
Yeah, I think
that's very popular.
I think that's the number one thing, and the second thing is just really the clips, because like all this industry of like short form content, I guess 60% of short form content, if it's podcast, is gonna be Joe Rogan.
And also, when he started video earlier than anyone else, and also he had a second channel where he was putting the clips from his long podcast, and one of
JRE clips, you mean?
Yeah. And one of the things that he had a lot of clips, and YouTube before
I guess over 6,000 videos there.
Probably more, and others were putting his videos also. And before ChatGPT, like after Google, the second most used search engine was YouTube. And if people were searching something
I remember
in
those
YouTube,
times,
one of the Joe Rogan's video would pop up because he talked about everything with so many different guests.
Yeah, he's really multifunctional.
Yeah,
for sure.